which ended with you in the bathroom crying and then taking a picture of yourself and putting it on Instagram.
I don't really have many moments like that, so I wanted to share the raw moment of me feeling very upset and defeated.
I think we had one of those weekends where it's almost like we felt like we had autism. Like, it was so up and down.
It was really up and down.
This was the definition of an autism parents weekend, which ended with you in the bathroom crying and then taking a picture of yourself and putting it on Instagram.
I don't really have many moments like that, so I wanted to share the raw moment of me feeling very upset and defeated. It was one of the hardest weekends we've had in a very long time.
I think it's been simmering, though, for a week or two. You've been simmering.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's been coming. You could feel it. You could see it. You could hear it. Yeah.
I mean, 3 bad days in a row. And when I say bad, it's like constant stuff back to back. Yeah. I mean, he tore the carpet out of the hall closet and was trying to eat little pieces off of the floor.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, that's just part of this whole thing. I just don't understand we went to the beach. It was great. I mean, it was 84 degrees or something. It was just beautiful. This was Friday. And it was great. And then when he started to eat sand, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. He just started to eat sand. And we're like, but we had been there, I don't know, half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour.
And he had a great time at first. And I couldn't wait to go to the beach that day. And I thought it was going to be great for everyone.
It was great, though. I mean, I think when we got in the car and went to beach, he was like, oh, beach, beach, beach. Like, I think he realized we haven't gone to the beach in forever.
Yeah.
So
and
we did that.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. He did. Everybody did. And we took all the kids except Tyler. Everybody had fun. It was like, and I don't know, the rest of the country is like freezing in ice and snow and sleet. And we're sitting at the beach and throwing the football, and Cal's building sandcastles and, whatever. It was just at the end, he was running up to people, and you were like, Cal, you can't go up to people. You can't run up and, whatever. And then he's like, oh, really? You're going to tell me what I can't do? Well, then I'll eat sand because I know I can't do that, and I'll get more attention from you.
Right.
It was never the same since that. I mean, he was in destruction mode all weekend. He wouldn't go to sleep. That's crazy.
No,
man.
He's a night owl. But I think that the sand irritated his nose. And then even this morning, he said, my tummy hurts.
It got into his nose. And then so he has a runny nose. And then, of course, eating sand, not good for your gut. Right. So that was bothering him all weekend. It just... Yeah, it was the dominoes, man. They just started falling Friday night and kept... Here's the thing about autism dominoes, right? They don't come in a set of like 50. They come in a set of 5 million.
Oh, my God. And like the destruction keeps going.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's
they
awful.
keep falling. And they keep falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. Yeah, that was...
Well, and his thing has always been like oral, like mouthing things. And so he constantly wants to eat stuff he's not supposed to eat. Play-Doh, stuff, little things off the ground, fluff from the couch. I mean, everything that he's not supposed to eat.
Yeah. It's I was trying to think about everything he was doing, but it was everything, the fluff from the thing, like you said, and just dumping water all over his iPads. And it's funny, he keeps asking for things to eat. I'm like, how can you possibly still be hungry? Like, how could you possibly eat any more food? Like, you've been eating like crazy.
Well, yeah, he loves pizza right now.
But I'm like, are you just doing this to like, because you like to watch us, like you like us to bring you food, but are you really hungry? Or are you just doing it because we'll give you the attention?
Well, he was throwing a lot of food.
He was taking a bite and then throwing the food. You know
right.
what I mean? But he was giving the kids a hard time, and that's pretty rare actually for him.
Yeah.
But he was giving them a hard time all weekend.
And he was really biting his arm. Like, so bad.
Yeah, his one arm looks so bad right now.
And he has a necklace with a shark tooth, and he just threw it. I don't even have any bracelets right now because he is biting everything off.
Part of that is, I think I know, actually, is the sensation he feels from biting. So he's not going to get that biting something else. I mean, it helps a little bit,
That is a problem, yeah.
but he's needs to feel what he wants to feel. So biting something else isn't going to give him that, that vibration, that feeling. So he's not getting it from there.
Yeah, you're right.
So I just
Yeah, he likes
we're
the
going to have
teeth
to get
marks
special
on his
sleeves.
arms.
I've seen these sleeves, but I think he's going to rip right through. I really do. I think he's going to rip right through those things with his teeth. Because
I worry about him at school right now biting. I mean,
another problem is he personifies a shark.
Yeah.
And biting is part of the mechanism of him becoming or being a shark or acting like a shark.
Right.
And it's just he's going to continue to bite through things because he's being a shark. I know this sounds crazy to people. Like, I understand it sounds crazy. Like, it almost feels like we're in a crazy world. Like, he thinks he's a shark, but he does. I mean, because he tells us he's a shark.
Yeah.
And he calls us sharks.
Right.
So,
his whole shark family.
yes. And I know we sound insane and crazy and weird and different.
I feel broken down today, man. I need to, snap out of it.
You got to snap out of it.
I know.
3-mile run, maybe?
Yeah, and I have to clean the house, so maybe I'll start painting.
No, please don't do that. Please don't start painting.
I like it because I get in a zone.
No, please don't.
No, but I don't really normally get to the point of tears, but it was just so much stuff. We actually went out yesterday afternoon for a little bit.
We saw so many people cry yesterday. But
we did, and then I ended up crying.
Yeah, but it was almost in a good way. We had 3 or 4 friends cry yesterday.
Yes.
I mean, unrelated to this kind of, just different stories and everything. And I'm like, I got home last night and I was like, today was like a cry Sunday. Like, we saw all these different people cry, but it was almost nice to see. It's like, at least we're around real people who go through real crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone has their own stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a point that we heard a funny story, and I cried because it was so funny. And it was nice talking to everyone.
And Trey
we saw
cried
a bunch of different people.
because of his baseball team. Trey cried.
Yeah.
And that made me, I didn't cry, but I wanted to. I felt so bad. I still feel terrible for him. He woke up this morning and he goes, I'm really upset about baseball. I said, I know, man. It's just, but you have to look at that game as another game. But then we met one friend and she was telling us some stories and they were sad, but they were great because they were real. And at the end, it was good.
Yeah.
And then this guy told us a story, which was so unbelievable that almost made you cry from laughing. It was honestly the funniest story, and he told it so great.
I know.
It was so great the way he told it. And he was so embarrassed. He begged his wife not to tell it. And we told he wound up telling it, which was great of him to do it.
Right.
Because halfway through the story, I'm like, I don't know if I can talk to this guy anymore. Like, this story's crazy. Like, I might have to leave.
It's good to laugh, though.
Oh, it was so great. And then we met another friend, and she cried, but she was crying about good things. I mean, they were hard things, but they were good things. And, so it was like, God, it was Cry Sunday. I got home, and I'm like, I need a drink just from all the crying everybody's doing.
And then I lost it because it's like you don't really get a break. And then so when things just pile on, it's exhausting, and I just broke down. So I got to snap out of it.
You got to snap out of it.
Yep. I know.
I think I think I know. I know what I think, and I think what I know. Like doing a physical, like exerting yourself physically, really helps get like a different rhythm in your body and your mind.
Yeah.
Like really, like maybe you should run to the beach, and just sweat, and just retune, recalibrate, like whatever vibration's going on in you.
Right.
I think a good sweat. I mean, that's why I'm just such a believer in physical, like working out every day.
Right.
Like really, it just changes something that's going on, and it for the good, for the positive.
But when you feel like this, you can see how special needs parents are depressed.
Oh yeah.
Well,
because what do you want to fall to when you feel like this weekend? You want to eat like crap.
Yeah.
You want to drink too much. So what happens when those things happen? Well, you don't work out. You're negative. Your sleep sucks because eating bad and drinking too much and not working out affects your sleep. And we know that sleep is like the most important thing.
Right.
Right? It's again, it's the dominoes don't come in a pack of 50. They come in a pack of 5 million. And once they fall, they fall.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's the thing. I feel bad sometimes because it sounds like we blame him and his autism for all this other stuff. But that is what's causing. That's the problem.
And I'm not blaming him. It's just,
but it is the reason.
It is hard to handle.
Yeah, it is the reason why.
It is hard to handle and to be positive and always patient and, and then you're doing all this and it's just like, you want to be like, why are you doing this? But you can't.
Yeah.
And he doesn't understand.
You're coexisting with, being a parent's hard enough anyway, but then you're coexisting with this other thing that and again, it's like you're not sure what happened, why it happened, and then all these other things that come with it. But you wake up and you just say, well, this is where we are, and this is the time that we're here. So this,
Well, I'm happy that he's back to his normal schedule today. He'll have school, and then he has ABA. But
he asked for school yesterday, which
I'm
reading probably too much into it, but I feel like he wanted to get back on his routine because he said, school, we go to school. And I'm like, oh, he wants to go to school the way he was acting.
He likes his routine.
He does.
But I couldn't have imagined taking him out of the house Saturday or Sunday because of the way that he was acting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like nothing could have made it better. And I tried to break the chain like she told me about, but nothing was working.
Well, we were talking about Groundhog's Day, and, that meme I saw was like, hey, everyone, it's Groundhog's Day, or known to autism parents as just another day. Because many of them would just prefer to do the same thing over and over again. It's when the breaks in the routine that can cause a lot of problems.
Right.
If
we could do therapy through the weekend, I would.
We've done it before.
Yeah. It's hard to have therapists work on the weekend, but I would do it because they need somewhat of some structure. And like we've talked about him playing before, and he doesn't just look at his toys and play, Yeah. You have to like put toys out. Like you have to build the train set, or you have to get the trucks out, He's not just going to go play. So then he just doesn't know what to do. So he just acts bad.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to say bad, but it's just...
Oh, don't feel guilty. I got a message yesterday about one of the podcast episodes. I showed it to you, I think. We were at Burrito Social, but we got a bunch of messages, but this was one of them.
Yeah.
So you may not remember, but the person was like... And the feedback was great. It's cool to get, people's thoughts and opinions and everything like that, because this is the kind of thing where, it's not like doing a sports podcast where you just deal with fans and their opinions and whatever. Like this is stuff that people really think about, care about, and everything. So when you get feedback that's not necessarily positive, it still matters because this is real to people. But she was like, hey, maybe offer, some positive, constructive things also. And when you guys talk about autism, I guess I took that to mean maybe we're not coming off as overly positive and, on solutions and stuff. And I looked at that and I said, yeah, you know what? That's how sometimes this ends. There is no constructive solution other than we're just dealing with it,
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before, like some of the memes and stuff like that. Autism's beautiful, magical, paradise. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's hard to relate to that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yes, there are aspects of it where it's like, even though you have autism, you are still a great soul. You are this, you are that. You are other things that other kids could never be. And we love it and we appreciate it.
Yeah, he's a beautiful child.
Right. But it's not, I'm not going to tell you like, I would never go up to somebody and say, you know what, man, your kids aren't autistic. You're really missing out.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Like, I got to be a real human being here. It's like, I'm never going to say that to anybody. Like,
I know.
I'm just not. And that's just my experience.
Yeah, you don't wish this for someone.
No, I can't. No. It's like.
And yes, there's plenty of autistic people that grow up to be these great things,
Sure.
And that's great.
Right. But the problem with that is that the spectrum is deep and wide.
Right.
And so, with what we're dealing with right now in our life is, I'm glad that my 4 other kids don't bite themselves when they get mad. Like, I am glad, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a hard thing to see, to go through. The pain that he feels, even though in that moment he's not feeling the pain, but the damage he's doing physically to his body.
Yeah.
Then what that emotionally does to us, the other kids, when people see it in public and then they immediately look at us. And it's yeah. But yes, high functioning autistic adults would hear that and go, well, I don't really appreciate you saying that, you know? And I'm
Right.
like, well, guess what? You are not us and we are not you.
And Cal is not high functioning.
No. So
And
I mean,
don't think he ever will be.
yeah. And so I'm just going to choose not to lump everybody together, which ironically is what most autistic parents are asking for. Please don't lump us together. We want customized therapy. We want customized designations. You know, don't put my kid with that kid and just assume it's this and that, which is exactly right. You know,
Right.
But I thought the feedback was interesting and it was really good. It was obviously honest, which beyond anything else, you just got to really appreciate. You know, but there are just times where we have nothing super positive to offer at the end. Like, it's not like this happened, we did this, and we solved the problem. We deserve an A+. Because
Right.
we're just living through it, man.
Yeah, we're just getting through the day.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
I'm happy today is a new day. Hopefully it's a better day.
Yeah.
I'm happy that his ABA therapist is going to be here.
Yep. You know, it's
Because-
funny. I thought of another meme, and it was autistic parents, when you're glad the weekend's over.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, I'm ready for it to be Monday.
yeah. I mean, I heard yesterday so many people being like, oh, man, it's Sunday. There's no football on, no real football on. And tomorrow's Monday. The weekend's over. And I'm like, phew, I can't wait for the weekend to be over. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't wait for Monday. I love Mondays. Get him
Wow.
back in his routine
Yes.
with his therapist, with his school programs, his therapy in school, sports for the other kids, because they were a little stressed out.
Everyone was stressed out
Yeah.
this weekend.
I'm like, I can't wait for Monday.
And it's not like nobody was yelling or anything. I mean, the house was quiet. He was just being super destructive.
Yeah.
And I can't even explain everything he was doing. Like, there was so much stuff back to back. But the night ended with him reaching in his diaper for poop. And that's when I just lost it.
Yeah, that was it.
Because it's so messy to clean up. And actually, I changed him, and then I went to wash his hands in the sink, and Tyler left his hair product out on the counter.
God, why does he keep doing that?
So he reached in and grabbed Tyler's hair product in his hand as I'm trying to hold his hands and wash it. And that stuff's thick and hard to get off. But I'm just like, Tyler, like,
Yeah,
why?
Tyler really needs to get serious about this stuff.
Putting
He is
stuff away,
so
I know.
just lackadaisical about everything.
Okay.
No, it really is starting to annoy me. Like, he's
Okay.
just so laid back about everything. I'm like, dude, we do not have a laid back lifestyle. Well, that's a lie.
Well, it's because he's 14. He needs to.
Yeah, it's time to like speed up a little bit and get moving. You know what I mean? Like, everything's just first gear. You know,
I
it's
know.
like, dude, get moving, put your stuff away, get here quicker, do this, do that. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Anyways, so that's when I just had it. But
You know, it's so
you have
funny.
good days and bad days.
Living this life, like it is. I even said, like, we don't live a laid back lifestyle. I'm like, well, that's totally a lie. We absolutely do. But there are moments within the lifestyle where you just got to go, 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 go. You know what I mean? To
Right.
get to the laid back lifestyle. I mean, yeah, we're like beach bums and pool bums and hey, lucky to live it. I'm not complaining about any of it, but going through it, man, whew, the autism thing is crazy. It's
It really
bananas.
is.
Like,
And we just try to be real. I mean, that's why it's not all rainbows and butterflies. You know?
yeah,
I mean, we're saying it's hard. It's hard.
well, it's hard for us.
Yeah.
And by the way, I know that there's other people going through things way tougher. I understand it, but I also am like, but that's not my life right now in the moment. It's not. But
Right.
let me tell you, this thing can get worse. Like, they take steps back. I mean, he's taken steps back in periods before where you go, oh boy.
Well, Tyler locked his bedroom door because he was in there, and Cal wanted to get in there, and he shook the handle so hard that it was starting to come off.
Yeah.
So before we went out, I had to screw it on, and I'm like, I can't believe he did that. And like you said, imagine when he's 15.
A guy on Facebook wrote, I saw this yesterday right before we went out. We went out for a couple hours and met some friends just down the street, but as you've heard for the last 20 minutes, Melissa especially had to get out of the house yesterday, or we were all going to explode. We were going to combust, spontaneously combust. But this guy wrote on Facebook, and he's like, hey, any advice from parents? I'm legitimately scared of my autistic son. I think he's 16 years old. He's like, he's stronger than me. He's taller than me. He's faster than me. and he's very angry at times, and I'm scared for my physical health.
Yeah.
And I mean, people were writing all this really good stuff and everything, but I was like, man, like I understand. I don't understand yet, but add 10 years to Cal. I mean, that's going to be I hope at that point that we're not dealing with those kind of things, but I know a lot of people do. And people were writing, and I felt bad for the guy because people were writing, at what age did he get therapy?
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? Don't do that, because this guy, here's the thing. What if, and I didn't read the responses because I didn't want to, once I got to that comment, I said, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Because I thought to myself, this is either going to make this guy feel worse or guilty, or it's going to make him feel like the therapy didn't work. Yeah, I mean, that's the only, And I know some people say, "Oh, well, what if he never got? If he did get therapy, you could say, oh, it'll be 10 times worse." Well, you don't want him to think it could be 10 times worse.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. But I was actually thinking about that when we drove out of here yesterday, because I was like, man, I don't know where this guy is, but there's this guy, and he's down to writing on Facebook that he's scared of his kid with autism. Yeah. I'm like, that is tough, man. Like, that is tough to deal with.
Well, and I'm happy that Cal gets the therapies he does, because I would assume it does help. But yes, on that guy's post, I mean, well, I can see why people wrote that, but that's not helping the situation.
No. But unless those people are also they're on the fence about getting therapy, so maybe they're like, "Oh, I better get it." Or maybe they're like, "Well, I won't, I don't know, who knows?" It's just like I said, everybody's situation is unique, and I think when you get on social media and try to find clarity in your life through someone else's, you're in trouble. Like, it's just got to be. But we've proven, at least to ourselves, that the therapy works. When he has breaks of no therapy, therapist on vacation, school's out for the holidays, he takes a downward turn. Like, we know it works for us. For us.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to send a message and go, "Don't tell people if they don't do therapy that and I'm like, it's just for us.
Yeah. This is just our experience. Yeah. When he has a break, if he has a 2-week break for Christmas, it's going to take him 2 weeks to get back on track. And it's not fun.
No.
And just us having 2 days off for the weekend is hard.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said, man, autistic parents, can't wait for Mondays.
Yeah.
To get back in the routine. Like, I love Mondays.
Yeah.
Which is the craziest thing, right? Because that's not real life.
No.
Like, literally everybody we saw yesterday at one point was like, "Oh, tomorrow's Monday. I got to go to work." I'm like, "Oh, man, Monday can't get here quick enough. Bring Monday."
Yes. Back to routine.
Yeah, and that's just all it is. You just want that routine so that things kind of just click a little more even and just get a little more in line with, with the way it is. Like, I'm happy tonight that Tyler's going to go and do his jiu-jitsu training, and the girls have a flag football playoff game. And, like, there are things to do that he will be a part of, and it'll just keep his mind focused on these things that we have to do. Like, getting into the car, believe it or not, for him is an event. And he can focus on it and do it, and he'll sit there and have his sharks, and dropping Tyler off. Saying goodbye to Tyler when Tyler gets out of the car is an event for him.
Right.
Like, you have to do it. Like, Tyler just can't get out of the car and leave.
No.
He'll freak out. It has to be an event. Everything is an event on its own, though.
Yeah, people don't, unless you're dealing with autism, people don't understand that.
Yeah, and why would they? And I get it.
No, I know, and that's why we're sharing.
Yeah, we didn't get it either.
If we just leave and don't say goodbye, he would be all messed up the whole day.
But when Tyler gets back in the car, he has to announce, "Hi, Cal."
Right.
"Hi, Tyler." You have to go through the whole thing. It's an event. It's its own standalone event, even though it's connected to these other things of just literally getting dropped off.
Right.
Like,
even today when I drove the kids to school, I had to roll down the window so he can say, "See you soon. Goodbye."
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, you're picking him up today, right?
Yeah.
All right.
At 1:40.
Early therapy.
He
2
has
to 5?
2 to 5, yeah.
2 to 5 today.
2 to 5.
All right. Well, that's how it'll end with our therapy schedule. Announcing it to everybody. Therapy 2 to 5.
Well, yep.
That's our deal.
I feel down today, so I need to get pumped up.
Please don't start painting. I just, honestly, that's going to give me, you're going to be walking around with the ladders.
Well, I'm not
going
to do that anyway, because our house is a disaster right now. I have to clean.
So, we'll clean.
Clean.
I think you need to
shop.
go on a long run.
Yep.
And get your blood. You know what? Maybe do something that really is going to push yourself, get your heart rate up, and just kind of change your momentum of life.
I think I probably need that.
Crying, though, is a good thing. You feel better after that a little bit.
Yeah, it makes you tired, you know?
Yeah.
So I just feel...
But you feel like you have nothing left to give, so it's like starting over.
It is like starting over.
Yeah,
yes.
so it's
like
kind of a
you said,
reset.
it was coming, and I didn't even know it was coming, but
The whole
yes,
week,
it's
I
good
could just,
to cry.
I could just tell. I was like, man, the next big breakdown, the next big cow thing, I was like, she's just going to erupt. You can just feel it. But you can't, it's not even worth, people say, well, let me go and talk my husband off the ledge, talk my wife off the ledge. I'm like, nah, don't do that. Just let it just go.
Yeah, I think you were almost happy that I cried. Like, you were like, you knew I needed it.
I knew yesterday, because I said you were watching other people cry, and you were getting emotional, and then I knew when we got home I could just you were getting text messages from the kids saying that he's being very difficult, he's fighting, he's arguing, he this and that, and I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna get home when we get home. I really don't even care at this point because it's coming.
Oh yeah.
And I felt it from Cal. I felt Cal was pushing buttons for you.
Nonstop.
Yeah, it's just, and I'm just like, other than, but then if you're like, okay, just stay away from him, then he gets sad because you're not around. He wants you around. Like yesterday, you had clients for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And he was like, Daddy, get mommy. Daddy, get mommy. So he wanted you around. And he kept looking out the window for your car.
Yeah.
But then you got around and he wanted to push your buttons. So it was almost like he was terrorizing you a little bit.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah. No, I could see it. And I was just, let's let this volcano erupt, and then we'll rise up through the ashes after it's over.
Yep.
And we did.
Yep.
He went to bed.
Yep.
We stayed up probably too late.
Well, yeah, I'm tired
Were we up
today.
till after midnight?
I have no idea. I didn't even look at the clock.
I want to say it was like 12:30 or 12:40.
but when he goes to bed, it's like, hallelujah.
That is so you too. I didn't even look at the clock. It gets to the point where you feel you're so mad at yourself for staying up late that you don't even want to know what time it is.
Yeah.
Because I'll say, you know what time it is? You're like, no, don't say anything. I'm going to bed. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I
But
think
when
it
he's...
was 12:40 when we went to bed.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, when he's asleep, it's like, hallelujah, He's safe in his room. He's asleep. And luckily, he sleeps through the night.
Oh, I will thank God for once he is asleep. But that's hard, getting him to sleep. But, man, once he's an amazing sleeper.
Yeah, I better knock on wood.
That's
the last thing we need to deal with.
Why did we
Can you imagine? Oh, my God.
we just-
like, when he goes to sleep, it's a break. Like, we finally get a break.
Jinxed ourselves.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you know what, though? Here's the problem with us. So we don't look at it as like our time, like to be humans and adults, starting until he goes to sleep. But damn, if that's not till 10:45 at night, then we get caught in the trap of staying up till 1 a.m.
Yeah, because then we can finally relax.
I know. So
we've stayed up till 2:00 before. And then you're
my God,
so
we
tired.
Stayed up till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Just talk, and we're just
talking.
Literally sitting in our kitchen or sitting in our garage, talking. And we go, oh my God, it's after 2 a.m.
I know.
But it felt normal because it was normal because we weren't dealing with all the stuff that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
But
I
then
know.
you're like, damn, so what happened? I go back to it. Well, you get up at 6 or something because the world starts.
Right.
Well,
we were going to do the podcast. My body woke up at 6:40 because we've been doing it early. And I'm like, there's no way I'm getting out of bed right now. So I just laid in bed for an hour.
Yeah,
I should have got up.
We usually start doing this podcast at like 6:40, 7:10.
Before the kids are up.
But now, or today, there's just no way.
No.
I didn't even hear you wake up.
Really?
No.
Wow.
I was out.
All right. We better get out. Get out. Let's go.
What are you going to do? What's the first thing you're going to do to change the day?
Well, I have
This
to.
is because that lady said you should end it on a positive note.
No. I'm going to clean. I'm going to
Stop
go
doing what she said.
I'm going to clean. I'm going to go grocery shopping. And I'm going to work out. And
is that positive stuff? Yeah.
well,
Grocery shopping's boring.
yeah. Well, I'm going to turn 39, so I want to start running. I don't
Okay.
even like running, but I want to start running. And I think I like running now because you can get in a zone.
Yeah.
And just focus on that. And I think for us, we need to focus on something, just that, for the moment, because it's relaxing.
I've been running more in the last few years.
Yeah.
Than I ever
You're good
have.
about it.
And I'm just used to it now. And I'm just, for the physical part of it, yeah, I mean, I like lifting weights. Like that's just I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel good. Running, not so much physically, but there is just something how it just changes your vibration. I get done a run, right? And usually my run is like 3 miles.
Yeah.
Okay. When I'm done that, I don't know, man. I feel like things are different in a good way. So
yeah, and you do feel better when you work out.
Yeah. I just getting that heart rate to a certain place, breathing, your body's just getting in all that clean oxygen. It's just good, it just kind of resets you a little bit.
Yeah.
So that'll be that's how we'll end it today positively, that you are going to run your stresses away.
Yep. And do boy push-ups because it's pushing myself.
Oh, you're into boy push-ups now.
Yep.
Not girl push-ups.
Well, girl push-ups are easy for me,
yeah.
For
you,
but I can do a boy push-up, so I'm pushing myself because it really gets more of your full body.
100 a day. Do 100 crunches and 100 push-ups a day. I've been doing that for 4 years. I bet 4 years now.
Yeah, I did 70 boy push-ups yesterday.
Good for you.
And then my lats were really sore from the day before. So then I switched to different things.
Push-up is the ultimate, by the way. It's the ultimate exercise you can do. It works damn near everything. And by the way, it is along with a crunch doesn't work as much, but they are the two excuse-free. There is no excuse.
Yeah, if you don't have any weights or anything, you just do push-ups and sit-ups.
You don't need to go to a gym. You don't, I mean, you need arms. So you do. Well, I'm just saying, we just get some of these comments. You got to think about everything.
Yes, in order to do them.
You
right.
need arms and legs, because somebody's going to say, "Oh, that's not fair." It's like, okay, you got me. You need arms and legs, but man, I'm telling you, that is the best near full body workout.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just, and you don't need a gym, you don't need a membership, you don't need equipment, you just need to do it. But I do 100 a day, crunches and push-ups.
It's good.
Yeah. And even if that's all you can do that day, that is more than 99% of the population's doing.
Yeah, and if that's all you're going to do, then it's going to change.
Oh,
it's going to start changing your body.
Let me tell you, 100 push-ups a day, 100 crunches a day, every day, there's no days off on that. You do it every day. You do that for a month, your body's going to change. And you'll feel better, you'll look better. A lot of times we'll feel better because we look better. But, I don't know how this turned into a fitness podcast.
Well, we're ending it on a positive note.
Yes, we're ending on a positive note.